Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Charlie Brown with 1,282 rating versus Susu15 with 1,086 rating, so it's going to be another high rated DB video, and with that being said, let's hop right in. We're going to go ahead and see Susu win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then they will go ahead and decide to go first, 40 versus 43. Opening hands, we have Salic, Deer Note, Shaylin, Dark Ruler, E-Telly. They have Talents, Starter, Flashing Fire, Imperm, and Freezing Chains. So we have Spright Runick going up against Tear with some punk cards in it. They're going to activate Starter, and then Starter goes summon. I still think Talents is just bad. Like, I don't know. Like, the whole thing is like you're just not getting hand trapped most of the time. So blue goes search Jet. Yeah, they do need to lose life points. Special out Jet. Jet effect to go search. And then Jet goes search Starter. Overlay those, summon Gigantic, and then Gigantic effect, detach and summon. So detach blue, summon out Swap Frog, and then Swap Frog effect to go dump. So Swap Frog, dump Ronin Totem, link those off in the Elf, and then Elf effect, summon back out Swap Frog, Swap Frog effect to go dump, and that's going to dump Swap Frog. And then Ronin Totem effect, banish Swap Frog, summon out. And then we get to summon the good old totally awesome activate freezing, and then freezing. Well, I was about to say activate freezing, but this has to target a monster your opponent controls. Otherwise, that would be so much better in the Runick deck. But then also the special summon part has to go to the extra monster zone, so you can't summon to a main monster zone like that. And they're also trying to use that to like discard to go search fountain, but that's just not how it works because like we don't get to summon it. You need to negate and banish 3. Never mind, can't. You're good. So let's say a scenario did come up where they had Elf on field and their opponent had a monster on field like a Huffinus that they could target with this to negate. If they activate the effect of special summon, and then they're like, oh, you can't because it has to summon to the extra monster zone, you're not then forced to activate the first effect. Because you activated the second effect, and it was an illegal activation, so you just go back to before that happened, which means it's in hand again. You get a warning. That's it. Don't let people cheat you. Then they're going to set. Pass, draw starter. Okay, so we're also playing the Spright cards in the deck. Activate Dark Ruler, and then activate E-Telly. Dark Ruler is pretty good against this. It's not like crazy, but it just stops like multiple Toads. Like Toad's really good because Toad like negates and sets and adds follow up, and then Elf summons back Toad, which then negates, stops, adds back. And you could have like Swap Frog, Ronin Totem in hand. Next turn you could like start your play with like special swap by just current Ronin Totem, and like even if they stop that, swap will then, still be a body, or Ronin Totem will still be a body, and you still have your normal summon. So activate E-Telly, but I mean that's all stuff that we know. I mean summoning Toad isn't anything to summon Z-Almond effect, pay 600 to go search. He said think on special summon if they want to go ahead and pop it with flashing fire, which would be fair. Honestly, I would do that. Okay, they're gonna go ahead and let him use the effect, try to go search, chain imperm on it. I'm gonna say, I feel like if you just pop it and like save, because you'll still have 2 imperms, right? You have imperm and freezing chain, both of which are imperms. You also probably should have used freezing chain there since they already knew you had it over imperm. Even though you do skip your next battle phase, odds are you're gonna be activating flashing fire anyways by then. But now they go Shaylin, get rid of Deer Note, special summon, mill 3. We have Mystic Mine, Miri. Okay. Miri. Go ahead, activate Miri effect that resolves, put back Miri, summon out Kit, activate Kit on summon effect, either search or dump. They're going to chain to negate and make him banish 3. They hit Plague, which could be really big. This could be like the target in their deck for Hulk. Some people play Shinobi, but Plague is like better to mill in most scenarios over Shinobi. That's why you'll see like some people going back and forth on which one to play. And then, like, it's not as good to summon out from deck as Shinobi is off Hulk. And then Shaylin, Huffinus. So just a couple tiers go down there. And then activate Flashing Fire to pop Z-Almond because they don't want them to make Papega Ruler. And these get banished. It's the second Salic in their deck, and then a Jet. I don't know how big of a package they play. I mean, I'm guessing it's not that big. Like, blue is still in deck. Maybe they play red. Jet is gone, though. Battle phase, attack elf. They're going to activate starter. And then starter summon blue. And since they're doing this here, that means blue's going to go search pixies. Otherwise, they just want to be activating starter here when it makes sense. So they're going to go search out pixies. And then Shaylin is going to continue to attack the elf, activate pixies and damage. And then we can kit attack. We can't attack over elf because pixies, if you read it, the monster you control gains attack and defense equals to the opponent's monster attack until the end of this turn. So, yes, this has a 18 boost on it, which obviously means that this can't beat over it. It's literally just honest. Everybody always gets the damage wrong on it. I feel like maybe I should even put that into things to remember, because half the times Pixies is activated, people don't do the life points correctly. It's the same way as honest. Your opponent is going to take damage equal to your monster's attack. If you gain their attack, then the difference is your attack. Very, very simple. Toad to add back after it's beat over. Yeah, grab back Swap Frog. Definitely don't want to miss the add back. Starter, bring out blue. And then blue effect. Wait, I'm so confused. They lost 1,000? Oh, they don't take any life points from that. Okay. Yeah, from that attack, they're under Dark Ruler, so they should be gaining 100 life points here. Again, because they already gained 900 after taking 1,000. Summon blue, can't activate the effect. Okay, so it doesn't play any other target besides Jet. And then turn those into dark. Dark effect, take Jet. Now we can get Jet effect. And then Jet goes search Smashers. Dark is like the whole reason to play the sprites in the deck, to be honest. It just lets you like have that final push. Gigantic, detach Jet to go summon. They have to think about it this hard. I was going to say, they must have multiple targets. Yeah, I'm not sure what the other target would be besides Swap Frog, right? Because we banish Plague, dump Rodent Totem, and we don't play any of the other sprites. Maybe it was just a Miri for our Salic? Yeah, that had to be the other target. The Miri for the Salic. Elf effect, summon back out from grave, bring out Swap Frog effect. Go banish one from deck because we're going to dump it and banish it. Yup, bring out Rodent Totem. And then overlay, totally awesome. Set Smasher, set Salic, pass, they draw Imperm. And then standby phase. Toad effect, attached to go summon swap. I'm just waiting for someone to summon like a non-swapper dupe frog against me. Like imagine you activate Toad and they summon like the unicorn frog, the one that can like attack directly and pop back row. Someone summons that against you. I mean, it's fair game. You lose. It'd be like the ultimate flex, or like Death Frog. Elf target blue. And then Chain Toad to negate. You know we can't set it obviously. It's a link. And then we could get Toad effect to add back. We decide not to, and we're just gonna Elf summon back Toad. Whoa. Do we actually use that? I don't think so, right? Because that's the standby fit. Yeah, we definitely didn't. Okay. But they're not going to call him out on it. They're not going to, like, do that. A lot of people don't like doing that on DB just because you don't get as good testing out of it. But sometimes you just like want to grind. Like if these people were at like 600 rating, that would never go through. Like with most players, I'm gonna be honest. Just because if you're at 600 rating, you just want to get to high rated. Because in like under 1,000, sub 1,000, like currently is just horrible. Like you don't get like the greatest gameplay. Some games you do, but most games you don't. So you're really trying to get to high rated to play against better people. Speed over Swap Frog, main phase 2, summon Swap Frog, normal summon, no effect of it. And then we're into overlay. No, we're going to link. We're going to go into dark. Toad can negate dark if they want. But the thing is if they negate it, then they get to add. So thinking what to make. Okay, but don't take unreasonable amounts of time. Let's see, I wanted to take. Overlaid the swap, kept going. Okay, yeah, like it's been like 2 minutes. Like, of course, like they have to make a move. No way. Said misclick, not a misclick. Sheesh. And they just went with a dark effect. It's like you can make dark or you can make elf, but don't you just make dark because later on you want to use elf? I guess you get hit hard by smashers. They don't want to get hit hard by smashers here. Uses the effects to think. I mean, yeah, you definitely just get rid of elf to smashers this, right? I guess you really want to smashers Ronin Totem. It's like it feels really good to stop that and like get that out of the loop forever. So they might let this go through. Okay, let's let go. Summon back blue. Blue effect to go search. That goes through. Go search jets. Just like, oh, like they get so much out of it. It's their full engine. Blue in the jet. Jet go search. Jet go grab smashers. And then activate smashers. They're going to chain toad negate and set that to their field. It's actually really big that they get to like take it like that. And then toad effect to add back. Put back toad. Okay, so wants the option to hard make toad later on. Which I feel like is weird. We don't see that often. Talents to draw. Draws into the field spell in jet. And then afterwards, they're going to overlay. Go for Soul Sweeper. Oh. Also, I just realized something. That they did not realize. Yo, that would have been game! They didn't have a battle phase this turn. It was supposed to be skipped. They activate Runick cards. I just realized that. I was like, wait, when are they going to skip their battle? And I was like, oh, wait. They actually used these cards last turn. Yeah, they didn't have a battle phase this turn. They should have just taken the L. Well, not taking the L, but I mean, the thing is, like, if you attempt to go to battle phase with just blue on board, and you skip your battle phase, well, since there's no battle phase, there's no main phase 2, and you pass with just blue on board, and you just auto lose. And none of them caught it, so. Nightmare Phoenix, discard Fountain to hit a back row, hit Smashers, Ronin Totem, banish Swap Frog, summon out. And then we're going to overlay those into a gigantic effect, attach and go summon. And then that's going to go ahead and bring out Swap Frog. Get rid of those. And then go for Era, the Water Charmer effect to take the Ronin Totem. And then we can summon our own Ronin Totem by banishing Swap Frog. Go for Elf. And then set Imprint. We'd already used Elf this turn. Oh yeah, I guess that going for elf early on when I said like dark charmer, I was like maybe they're thinking about making elf, but no, that wouldn't work because they had already toad negated elf. Okay, pass, draw Xiamen. Then we're gonna go main phase. Thinking here, end of main. Then they're gonna go battle and then just main phase 2 pass. They special summon jet. Like, yeah, they just lose here. They don't have anything. So jet to go search. Jet go grab starter. And then elf effect. Target blue. And you could say that they had elf last turn, but you don't really want to do that. It's like if you activate elf and summon back, then they can try to start playing. So you just hold it so you can summon Toad. And then switch Ronin Totem to attack. Battle phase. Is that Ronin Totem the card that makes it exact game? I guess not exact game, but if we bring out... Oh, we can't bring out Carrot. We have another target, right? We have a third blue in deck. Okay, so we didn't actually need to switch this to attack. It was just funny. I respect it. Starter, summon red. Oh, we also just have red in deck. Okay. I guess we didn't even have blue in deck because we have blue in hand as long with carrots, so it just has to be red. But I like the Runick to attack though. I respect it. Going on to the next game now. We're going to see Charlie Brown, the Tearlament player, go first. Opening hands, you have Super Poly, Terraforming, Zeomin, Huffinus, Dinomischus. They have Called By, Imperm, Jet, Lava Golem, and Flashing Fire. Decide to play Lava Golem, which is a bit interesting. Just because, like, if your Runick card gets stopped, then your Lava Golem makes it so you can't normal, which is really tough. Because you could have Starter. They always have Starter. Well, they're going to top deck Starter. They always have that card. Go grab Foxy, Terraforming. Go grab Pepperoni. And then activate Pepperoni. I wonder what they're going to hit with Imperm. Is it just Kit? Foxy effect. Get rid of itself and get rid of Shaylin. Summon out Deer Note. And then Shaylin effect. Diffuse. Putting back itself and Huffinus. Summon Kit. And then activate Kit effect. They're going to chain Imperm on Kit. And then synchro off into Pepega Ruler. Pepega Ruler 1. Deer Note 2. Summon out Zeomin, and then mill 5, we see Shaylin, Huffin. I'm just curious, did they put it to the bottom or the top? Because that's just like, it's a bit wild. Sense, summon, return to bottom of deck. Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, just seemed kind of suspicious. We get Dinomischus in graveyard, also Salic Search, Eradicator in graveyard. Which all of those mills could be good if we are going for like Griffin combo. Like even the Eradicator hits solid. We're going to search and then resolve that fusion. Bring out Garua. And then turn those into Hawk. Hawk and Garua. So Hawk Chainlink 2, Garua Chainlink 1. So that we don't draw into the target. Draw instant fusion. Which isn't even that good now that we've gone through Kit. Summon Fluor. Then Plague, put back instant fusion to summon. Then overlay those, make Gigantic. Then Gigantic effect, detach Plague, and go summon out Swap Frog. And then Swap Frog effect, go dump. Swap Frog, dump Running Totem, link off, go on the Elf. And then Elf effect, summon back out from the grave, summon out Swap. And then Swap effect. Go dump Swap Frog, banish Swap Frog, summon out Ronin Totem, overlay those, summon Totally Awesome, and then set Dinomischus, pass, they draw Jet, and then standby phase, Toad effect to summon, go summon out Swap Frog, playing into Super Poly a little bit though. Then main phase, Lava Golem over the Toad and Fluor, and then they're going to activate Toad effect to try to add back. They're thinking if they want to chain Called By on that. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and chain Called By, target Toad. And then Flashing Fire to special summon. That goes through. I'm thinking you just Dinomischus is here, because let's think. If you Dinomischus is here, they have to have like another Runick spell plus a Sprite in hand. They had Starter, they would have just done that over using the Runick spell. So then they're going to Dinomischus that. Yeah, they also have the Dinomischus engrave. Choose not to summon it. But going on into game 3 now, we are going to see the Sprite player decide to go first. Opening hands. We have Snow, Foolish, Gamma, Super Poly, Planet. They have Scythe, Jet, Imperm, Smasher, Sanctum. Oh, that's unfortunate. They bricked and they drew Scythe, Sanctum. Pass, draw red reboot. Oh my gosh, this was just never their day. Activate, go search. Go grab Rhino. It's not like this hand's too crazy. I mean, we have Gamma, red reboot, and Super Poly. So like we don't have a lot of engine, and then we also have a Snow. It's like we are lacking on the engine a little bit, but our opponent's lacking a lot. So we're gonna dump Shaylin and then Shaylin effect. It's gonna put back, make Kit. Kit effect, Chainlink 1, field spell, Chainlink 2, targeting a back row. Obviously, like, we're not targeting an imperm now since they kind of just flipped it preemptively. So we're going to go ahead, pop Sanctum. Sanctum effect to pop the field spell. Which, you know, the set is probably Scythe then, right? The only way it wouldn't be is if they were trying to hold Sanctum to play around Gamma. Because it's not like you could change Sanctum in response to Rhino. Because it'd be like Rhino Chainlink 1, Sanctum 2, Summon Scythe, Rhino Dump Shaylin, Scythe Mandatory Chainlink 1, Shaylin Chainlink 2 to Fusion, so then they get the Fusion anyways. So you'd have to do it preemptively, which would play in the Gamma. So you're probably thinking they either didn't want to play in the Gamma or they have Scythe set. I'm thinking that they have Scythe set since they bricked attack. And also people just never respect Gamma like that, so like, yeah. They draw Swap Frog. And then normal summon Swap Frog effect. That goes through, go dump Ronin Totem. And then like we could super poly away if we wanted to. Special out Jet. And then Jet effect, but it's like even if you super poly, you know, Ronin Totem is still level 2. So then you have to mill into something good. Or actually, we wouldn't have to mill into something good because we would get Kit to mill 5, Kit to either Dumper Set or Dumper Send. So like we're like guaranteed interruption there. Overlay into Gigantic. But we could just also wait to super poly whenever they activate this effect, and it'll also be extremely strong. We're gonna summon out Dragostapelia. We're gonna wait until the actual effect goes. So now we are locked into level 2, so if we do Kit mill 5, it's not gonna be very good. And now our Snow isn't live. We actually should have 100% done it before Gigantic activated its effect if we're discarding Snow and then milling 5, right? So I know they have another Gigantic, but we'd be able to Snow. If we mill a Tier, now we can't use it. You can't use that. Yeah, I can't. Gigantic resolved. And then activate Starter. Starter goes summon. So I think that was played kind of badly on Charlie Brown's part. But summon blue effect, chain Dragostapelia, Chainlink 2, and then Chainlink 3. They could go ahead and chain Smashers. They decided not to. Now they're just going to Ronin Totem effect, banish Swap Frog, summon. Then they've already used Gigantic, so they can't go for that. They're going to go for Dark, and then activate Dark effect to take from the opponent's graveyard, taking the Miri, and then Miri effect, mill 3. What are the odds to be like a frog off of this? Freezing. We hit the Ipera, the draw 1 on summon card. Maybe they just play one of this to summon off Gigantic, like after they've gone through their frogs. Maybe. It's also cool with Elf. Then they're gonna get rid of those, go for Elf. Elf effect, summon back out from grave. And then we're going to get its effect to draw. Okay, come on. Effect? What are we drawing to? Just an imperm, which isn't going to do anything because our opponent has red reboot. And then set, pass, draw Hafenus. You might also wonder why they did not red reboot the imperm last turn, and I don't think I would either. The opponent has like cards in hand, right? It could be hand traps. They could have runic spells set, not purple cards. So like those cards could interrupt you too, and like you lose, like you don't combo through that. You don't OTK through interruptions there. So since you don't OTK through interruptions, you don't want your opponent to go set a free trap from deck and just get like free cards. Let's see. So now the Tearlament player is thinking here. They're just gonna go end of main, Elf effect, target Jet, and then in response to them targeting Jet, they're going to chain Smashers to banish the Dragostapelia and Ipera. So this still gets the Predaplant counter on it, but it's not negated because this needs to be on field to actually negate it. Summon out Gamma, or summon out Jet. Jet effect, they're going to chain Gamma in response to that. And then summon. I mean, that's just game. Yeah, that's just game. Get rid of those, go for Pepega Ruler effect, chain Imperm on it, and they let that go. I guess you just game anyways. You didn't even need red reboot. You're pretty certain the other set is Scythe, Dalmiri, and then Miri effect. Could have red rebooted though. Put back Miri, put back Kit, and then summon out the second Kit. Kit effect, and they just leave. So GG, Salt, bro, you saw Gamma. Heck, can you play into it so hard? That's a Scythe. Yeah, so the Gamma was milled. They could have played into it less. They could have played into it less there if they wanted to. But they did not. So that is it. Seeing how long the match was, it was an hour and a minute long. I was gonna say, I felt like a pretty long match. It was pretty nice though. I mean, there was obviously like, you know, Runick spell plus battle phase, which can't happen, but you'll have those. You'll have those. And it's just important to remember, like, that's not how it works. You know, if you're playing at the YCS this weekend, you know, make sure to catch your opponent on these. And with that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.